Hey, what's up everybody? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and today I'm going to be reviewing my favorite Ghost Rider figure. This is the Series 3 Ghost Rider from Marvel Legends, and I'm also debuting my new camera. So I'm sure there's a few settings I'm going to have to tweak on it, but this is the new camera, and I want to see how it works, how it looks. So here it is, the Ghost Rider Marvel Legends, my favorite Ghost Rider figure, and there is the cat, of course. Say hi, cat. Alright, that's enough of that. Excuse me, do you mind? Alright, good cat. So here's Ghost Rider, the most true to the main design, I guess I should say. There's tons of different versions out there that are based on different iterations of the character, but I think this is the best looking Ghost Rider there is. Most iconic looking. If you look, there's tons of detail in his head. The head sculpt is really nice. The paint app is great for the skull. And the fire is not too bad. It could be a little better for the fire. But the skull itself is painted wonderfully. I don't know if my lighting is going to show it, but he's got red pupils in there. So that's a pretty cool touch. He does have the textured cloth, or whatever you want to call that. His whole outfit is textured and dry brushed, so it looks really nice. It does come with the metal chain, which I leave on there, but he can take it off. I'll show you that in a second. His pants are a little bit lighter gray than the jacket, so that's fine with me. It looks really nice. The only problem I really have with the paint app is the boots are really just the same color as the pants, so they kind of just blend together, and it doesn't look that great. He does come with a motorcycle. It's kind of really cheesy looking, but it'll do. It has, excuse me, it has the screw holes for putting it on the wall if you wanted to, and it has little rollers on there too, so it does roll. Not particularly well, but it does work. And the paint app's pretty bland. It's almost all black. The leather seat's painted with some studs there. The gauge cluster is painted a little bit. Nothing too fancy. And we have a little bit of dry brushing here and there. But overall, it's pretty bland and not very good. But it is included, so whatever. That's fine. As for the articulation, his neck has a joint at the bottom of the neck in there, and then at the top of the neck where the head is. I can pop the head out to show you. It's really rubbery, so it pops out real easily, but he's got a double ball joint head there on top of the neck, which is cool. The shoulders, standard ball joint shoulders, and then they also have this joint that lets them come forward. Not a whole lot, it doesn't work that well. Some of them work a little more than others. It really doesn't look good from the back at all, but it's kind of convenient, I guess, to be in the front. Really, it should have it where, kind of like Wonder Man, where it pivots in instead of just out, because that doesn't look natural at all when you bring it out like that. But it is there. I usually just leave them back all the way. He's got the standard bicep swivel at the top there, at the top of the bicep, double jointed elbow, forearm rotation, wrist hinge, wrist pivot, and then a finger pivot. Same articulation on both sides, and the sculpt is the same on the wrists too. He's got the spikes on both sides, except this hand has the pointer finger, which is the more iconic, I guess, pose, you could say. As for the waist, he's got this weird joint in here. I'm not really sure even how it's connected, but it goes in every direction basically. So it's kind of cool, really nice for some good posing. It's I kind of like that. He's got the waist rotation in here as well. Now, some people say he's supposed to have a mechanism in him that lets him like swing the chain like a whip, but mine doesn't work, and I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not, but it only rotates one direction, so I'm kind of thinking there's supposed to be a spring in there. I don't know though. Hips are kind of more like the Marvel Universe basic hips, where they have the forward and back and then side to side, and then the thigh rotation is down here rather than at the ball joint up here. The biggest problem with this guy is you can't really bring his legs in any closer. I don't know why. They should have let you bring them in. You can always take them out wider to fit them on the bike, but making them stay wide is kind of kind of no good. You could, you know, go at it with the X-Acto knife a little bit and make that work a little better, but I never bothered. It's okay by me. He's got the double jointed knees. He's got a shin rotation underneath the top of the boot, which is different on both sides. He only has the spikes on his boot on one side, which is kind of cool. Then he's got the regular ankle pivot, ankle rocker, and a toe joint, toe pivot. So he's got a decent amount of articulation, especially considering he's Series 3. I could be wrong on that. I'll check probably before I post the video so the title will be correct. But I'm pretty sure he's Series 3. And considering how old the figure is and how he's one of the first Marvel Legends, really, it's a really great figure. He's got the pegs in his feet to fit onto the pegs on the motorcycle, so he can stay on pretty nicely. And then, like I said before, you can pop this apart, and then he can use the chain however you see fit. It just snaps back together if you want it to. Or he can just hold it in his hand. I think it just looks best with it around his waist or around his chest. It adds a little bit of contrast to the figure and just looks nice. So I leave it on there and I'll just pose him, you know, on his bike. It does work. He fits on it pretty well. I know a lot of the times when you get a bike for a figure, it's either way too small or the figure can't fit on it. Those are the two most common problems, as we've seen with the Halo Reach Mongoose packs. The figures don't usually fit. The only problem is it is still a little bit small. It needs to be longer. That's the biggest issue. And then if you look, you can't really fit his hand on there too much because of the way it's sculpted. That's all one piece, so you can't fit your hand on there. But it still doesn't look bad. I mean, it's a decent looking figure. And it does have the bike, even though it's not the best looking bike. You know, it's not too bad. So I do recommend you pick it up. Like I said, it's my favorite Ghost Rider figure. And with the new movie coming out, he'll probably go up in value. So if you want to get one, now would be the time to do so. So thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more reviews and more custom figures. And let me know what you think about the new camera. Alrighty, keep collecting.